Justin, you ready to play some just regular checkers? Just sort of normal checkers.
Listen, I don't know what game this is, but I'm gonna take umbrage with that just like right from the jump because I definitely see perhaps a troll or maybe a BFG there on the board.
The ish was I lost one of my red pieces. This is I'm explaining to my my multiplayer opponent here, and so I had to replace him with this maybe an ogre that I found in my box for Hero Quest. Maybe it was in the Hero Quest box. And so, you know, when you're a kid, sometimes you got to do the old switcheroo. Sometimes a Lego piece is the Monopoly top hat, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
This is Tabletop Simulator. It just launched on Steam Early Access. And it is what it says on the tin. It is a simulator of a tabletop. I should explain in regular checkers that the ogre possesses special abilities, special properties, special attacks, which require mana. There's a lot of rules that aren't really surface level. This guy's taking forever to take his turn, though.
Yeah.
So Tabletop Simulator, you can basically... It's a physics-based tabletop...
Is he seeing you do that?
Yeah. No, yeah, when you have multiplayer, it's all a live environment, so everybody's doing stuff all at the same time.
What are you punishing him for?
Taking too long to take his turn. So now I'm throwing his pieces off the board, and then I flip the table.
Why are you playing checkers in the first place? It's pretty much chess for dipshits.
Yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, it is a very like open-ended tabletop simulation environment where you
Pork Steak 7 was not thrilled.
No, he bounced pretty quick out of that. So you can see you have a lot of presets, like if you just want to play backgammon, for instance. I very recently learned how to play backgammon. It's a very fun, very rewarding game. And now I can play it in this online environment. So, you know, got a 2 and a 6, not a great opening roll. I am also not apparently good at counting to 6. So you can play stuff like this, or you can see I have that sidebar menu that allows me to change the behaviors of the table, spawn objects onto the board, which is how I turned boring checkers into awesome ogre checkers in that last game. And you can, so you can either play this basic stuff and take that online for multiplayer, or you can flip the table whenever you want, or you can save like your custom games as presets and then play those online.
Okay.
Which is interesting because like I could play poker right now if I wanted to, or by uploading images to like different cards or table backgrounds, I could make my own games. Like I have hopped into games where people are playing Cards Against Humanity because illegally, yes. Or Monopoly. I played Monopoly. I played some Uno. Somebody made 10 different Magic the Gathering decks, and then you can just like play a whole game of Magic the Gathering online. Flip that. And there's some logic to like if you drag cards, for instance, like in front of your name, then only you can see them at that point. So it allows you to have some secrecy in games like poker.
This is not chess.
No, I'm mostly just trying to show off how this stuff works. I'm trying to give this guy a little people hat. So it lets you fix board games that are boring, like chess and checkers.
Finally, chess is worthwhile.
It's fun to like just play around with this stuff, like I'm doing, trying to create a super chess piece that has the powers of all the chess pieces on the board. But when you get in like an online environment, like I said, like you can have up to 8 people, I think, in one room, and they're all editing the room live. So you can get in scenarios where just like you're just goofing around with a bunch of other people, and that's fun in and of itself. But then like it can turn into this kind of improvisational, like dynamic game design session. It requires cooperation with 8 internet strangers, which you can't.
So it's never happened.
Well, it actually did happen to me, which I will get to later in this video. I made a board game and then took it online, and then it got refined. I think, to like a new joint hit. Also, you can flip the table.
What is this room?
It's a weird tunnel. It's like one of the backgrounds. There's like an outdoor environment, a museum, and then like a sad tunnel. That was a poker. So this is cool. And I don't really know whether or not this would work out. But a lot of the people who I've talked to about this game, like the thing they were looking forward to is you can do RPGs ostensibly through it. And this preset is sort of here to show what those tools are capable of. So you can see you have the minifigures. And then you have these different tiles, which takes me a little bit to figure this out. But the tiles will snap together. There's a little bit of magnetics going on there. So you can use those to build rooms, sort of like you would with some of the higher end D&D world building stuff. So like potentially, I have yet to find like a good solution for playing a D&D like 4th edition online. So I think this has the potential to do it. I'm just not sold that this is the most efficient way to do it. Like, I'm not sure that a physics-based simulation is necessarily the best way to do this stuff, more than like a more static solution, because like all it would take is one person to freak out and, you know, start throwing walls and floors and dragons all over the place. There is an undo button that the like admin for any multiplayer room has, so if somebody does flip the table, you can drop out of it. But you can see I got a little D20 here. All you got to do is shake it to roll it. Got a 15. It's not too bad. I'd probably get a hit in this scenario. I think it's doable. I don't know. I haven't tested it out yet. There just really isn't like a great solution for that I've found.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think between like this stuff and like the ability to make custom tables, like I wouldn't be surprised if we could make like Last Night on Earth or I'm sure somebody's already made a Catan, although I don't know that there's any presets for like hex-based.
I live in America, and that means that I prefer to give money to the people who made board games.
Sure. Rather
than just like go full Electro Pirate VR Lawnmower Man simulation of their games.
I certainly appreciate that. For me, playing this game online and seeing like what people have been able to do is less like, oh, this is a great way to play Cards Against Humanity, and more like the ingenuity that must have gone into like making this whole thing is pretty impressive. Their piracy is virulent, but it's very impressive. So this is the custom board game. You can make custom cards with pictures, you can make custom boards with pictures. So what I've done here is I've made a game board with, I would say, the most handsome picture of Steve Buscemi that exists online, and then you can just use his facial features as the different stopping points. So this is me just sort of like freestyle Jazz Odyssey doing some game development. What did I roll? I rolled a 3. Okay, so 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then you stop on his neck. Yahtzee. What does it mean? Do I get points for that? What's the win condition? I don't know. 1, 2, 3. So you can start to see like the seed of imagination. He's going to take a nap on those pillowy lips. You can see like the seed of imagination start to take flight.
You are playing an imaginary board game by yourself on the face of Steve Buscemi. This is like classic presentation of a severe mental imbalance. Oh, good. Now we have houses. Well, I'm setting up a shop on Steve's cheek.
Oh, my God. I didn't even consider it. See, I thought about these as being like point tokens that could be used to represent. So, like, maybe when you land on the mouth, you get a point. But you can't go backwards. So then you have to worry
Just like Steve Buscemi himself.
Right.
There's no time to look into the past. There is only the future.
Barrel ahead at Astra.
The present is an illusion.
But I didn't even think about them being houses. So maybe they're houses, and you can build a house on his facial features and claim them as your own. So, like, Steve Buscemi's left eye is mine now. I rolled an 8. What does that mean, Justin?
That means you have to mail it to Steve Buscemi.
So, like, we're goofing right now, and, I mean, obviously...
Are you on the edge of something really wonderful?
Am I? I could be.
Steve, if you're watching, we hope you appreciate this tribute.
If you have any like suggestions for how to better turn your face into a board game, I'm totally open. So maybe we give him funny googly eyes.
Now he's dead. Now he's a dead
is he
Roman
dead,
emperor.
Or is he hypnotizing us? I mean, I think basic vanilla Buscemi is hypnotic enough, but I don't know. Maybe there's more
Staring
we
at
could
my
be doing here.
Buscemis.
So now we got these point tokens. So if you get 5 points, you win. This is going really well, so I went ahead and I'm going to save it as a custom game so I can play it online with strangers. It is like an infinite imagination machine.
A game for kids, indeed.
So
So you
yeah,
gonna take this guy out for a spin?
yeah, I'm gonna give it a run. Maybe we should just like let the rest of the video play out without our chatting over it because I think Buscemi, a game for kids, kind of talks for itself. But yeah, this is Tabletop Simulator. It's on Steam Early Access now. It's $14.99. I think it's discounted to $11.99 for a little while. It's really fun for like super dumb reasons. But yeah, Justin, thanks for joining me.
It's my pleasure.
And thanks for watching, everybody, and enjoy the first run through of Buscemi, a game for kids.
What is this?